action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here along with Salome, and we're back at it with another news video for you today. Well, Salome apparently is out of here, but I do have a lot of news that I want to go on and share with you today, even though I just did a news video yesterday. Hopefully you did watch that one because there was a lot of news in that one. But today we had new Power Ranger reveals from Hasbro. They had their live stream. We also had Marvel Legend reveals, including the Mark III from the Infinity Saga. But we also got a couple of the store exclusives revealed today. I knew they were coming this month, but not exactly sure when. But again, we got 2 of the 3 store exclusives revealed today. So we're going to talk about all of that as well as a couple of other things. So let's jump right into it. And before we get into the Hasbro stuff, let's first talk about a little bit of Tamashii Nation. So I know this is one that people have been wanting since we first saw him, indications of it for the Godzilla vs. Kong movie that has been out for, about a month now in both theaters and HBO Max. So our first glimpse of this Mechagodzilla came from Playmates Toys in their version, but now we're getting the Tamashii Nation's version with the Monsterarts line, and I do believe this one looks a lot better. I don't know how people feel about the overall design of of this version of Mechagodzilla from the movie. I've seen mixed reactions, but I definitely feel like this version of that character from Tamashii Nations looks a lot better than the Playmates Toys one. So this figure is going to have movable cannons that are attached to the shoulder and chest in die-cast parts that have been used to fully replicate the texture of the mechanical beast as he's seen in the movie. And this figure is going to be released in December. So it has not yet gone up for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store yet, but should be in the fairly near future. So I'll be sure to update you guys when that happens. But again, for Mechagodzilla from the new movie, if you want to get a figure of it, you can get the cheap Playmates Toys one, but I think this is probably the better route to go. All right, now let's start delving into the Hasbro stuff. But before we get into actual reveals that were made today, new reveals, I just wanted to let you guys know an update on the GIJoe classified Major Bludd figure debacle, fiasco, whatever you want to call it. So as I've previously reported, that figure was going to start showing up at Target stores this month in May. I've said right around May 19th, which I still think is probably the date that most stores will start to get this thing in. But some stores, that varies from store to store. Not every single store gets these in the exact same time. So some stores have actually started to get the Major Bludd figure in their stock rooms, and even in some cases have started to put them out on shelves. Now, as of right now, as I'm reporting this, there's no indications that there's any kind of sale date placed on this figure, meaning once the stores actually get them in stock, they can put them out on shelves. Or if you're polite and you ask the Target employee to check the back room and they do have them and bring them out for you, you should be able to go to the cash register and check out without any problems. Now, it is possible that could change at some point if Hasbro decided they didn't want the figures to start selling right now. But again, right now, it is looking like as Targets are getting them in, and as we get closer and closer to the 19th, I think you'll see more and more Target stores around the country getting it. You should be able to check out. Now, unfortunately, like with the past Cobra Island figures, it is looking like stores are only getting 1 case each, and each case, of course, has 6 figures. So essentially, each store right now is only getting 6 figures at a time. So I do expect that the figure will sell out pretty quickly, even setting aside the scalpers and stuff. And my God, people, this figure, I'm looking on eBay and seeing people buying this figure for $150. Please stop feeding the scalpers. Okay, I've said this more than once, and it just seems to go on deaf ears. When you are paying these absurd prices for these figures, you yourself are setting a precedent. Not only with the scalpers, because that just encourages more people to scalp these figures, but you're also, whether you realize it or not, the toy companies that make these figures are looking at these things and they're going, oh my God, they are buying these $20 figures for $150. And that is sending a message. And it's not the message I think you really want to be sending to these companies. So again, there's multiple reasons why you should not be paying scalper prices, especially these absurd prices of like hundreds of dollars for a $20 figure. If down the road it is not made available and you can't get it, then maybe, I still wouldn't recommend it. My recommendation is if Hasbro or these toy companies, it doesn't matter what company it is and what store exclusive it is, if they can't make it readily available so that everybody wants one can get one at price, I think you should just walk away from it. But at least give it time to see if they're able to get them out in any real number. So I saw that last night. I was looking online and I was like, this is just asinine. And I'm sorry, but there's no justification for it. I don't care how badly you want. I want the figure very badly, but it's just not worth paying that much money for. It's just not. All right, end of lecture. But anyway, like I said, the figure is starting to hit Target stores, and I will put both the UPC number and DPCI number. I've given you that before, but I'll put it again in the video description of this video. And if Pop Seeker or Pop Finder and Brick Seek, those no longer work, so you're not going to be able to use those to determine if your store has gotten them in stock. So you're either going to have to call or probably go into the store. If you go to the red box in the store, you can punch in the DPCI number and it should tell you whether it's in the stock room or not. And if it is, then you can ask a Target employee, and I would again highly recommend that you be polite and courteous to them, and see if they're willing to go check and bring them out to you. But that's where it is. Again, I don't see any real improvements on these fronts. The only glimmer of hope I will tell you is, so you remember back we had that tweet from Hasbro about, check back in June for details on the Major Bludd figure. Well, obviously, as far as Target goes, by the time we get to June, this figure is probably already going to come and gone for the most part. But it is possible, like I was noticing today with Power Rangers exclusives that were announced, they are available on Hasbro's Pulse website. Now Power Ranger figures in general don't seem to sell as well and quickly, as like, GIJoe Classified. But the fact that they're selling them and they're still available as I'm recording this, and we'll go into more details of exactly what those are in a minute. But the fact that those are on there, it could be we find in June that Hasbro will tell us that they are going to sell some of these Major Bludd figures on the Pulse website. And hopefully if they do, they will have enough of them that, they'll last longer than 3 minutes just for premium members. I am keeping my fingers crossed that, that is going to be the case. So I don't know that in any way, but I'm just, based on what I'm seeing with like the Power Rangers exclusives and stuff, thinking that's maybe a possibility. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. But right now, like I said, if you want to try and find it at Target, you probably want to start checking your stores. And again, as we get closer to the 21st next week, my guess is you'll see more and more stores getting it. Okay, so now let's get into today's Power Ranger reveal. So they didn't really have a whole lot of stuff, and I kind of hinted to that to you the other day when I said, they were probably going to have just a couple of items, 2 or 4 items, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that was pretty close. So they ended up revealing basically 2 new 2-packs. So they are giving us the Space Blue Ranger versus the Space Psycho Silver Ranger. And then the second 2-pack they announced they're doing the Yellow Ranger again, non-metallic version, versus Scorpina, the first time that she's actually getting an action figure, I believe, ever. So those 2 packs are available everywhere. You can get them, pre-order them at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. Those are general releases. And as I'm recording this, everything went up for pre-order today that was revealed at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, for single-carded figures, they announced 4 new figures, 2 of which are store exclusives. So all of these are part of the SPDA squad. So we are getting Red Ranger Charlie, Yellow Ranger, Green Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and the Pink Ranger is a GameStop exclusive. Now, as I'm filming this, GameStop, I don't believe, has actually put their figure up for pre-order on their website. However, again, as I mentioned previously, it is available for pre-order, and last time I checked, it was still in stock on the Hasbro Pulse website. The Green Ranger is also a store exclusive. That one is a Best Buy exclusive. That one is up on the Best Buy website. Again, last time I checked, it was still available. That is also available on Hasbro Pulse. So if you want to get both the Pink Ranger and the Green Ranger at the same place, then you might just go through Pulse. But the Green Ranger, which is technically a Best Buy exclusive, is available on the Best Buy website, at least the last time I checked right before I started recording this video. Now, the other two figures are general releases, so those you can get anywhere, including, again, our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. Now, other than that, the only thing else that they showed for Power Rangers today, so they showed one other figure, this Andros figure, which they did not tell us how or where, what wave it's going to be released in. They just told us it's going to be released later this year, so we'll have to wait until we get more details on that. This one has two head sculpts, so he has the cloak, so they've given us that black helmeted head where you can't see anything. It's meant to essentially kind of, hide his face, because you don't, I guess when he has the cloak on, you can't see his face. So that's why they gave us that one, and then you get the unmasked head sculpt as well. So again, that one is not available for pre-order yet because it was just kind of a tease for later this year, and we'll have to wait and see how, it's probably going to be released in one of the upcoming waves, but we'll have to see which one. And then the final thing, they just teased this image of a blaster. Now, I'm not super familiar with Power Rangers, so I didn't recognize what this blaster is from, but I was told by some that it looks like it belongs to the Phantom Ranger, so I assume that means that there will be a Phantom Ranger coming at some point in the line. So again, that was the little tease. They're taking tips from the Marvel Legend brand team and starting to tease stuff, so that was today's tease from the live stream. And again, that was it for today and the reveals that they had for Power Rangers. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention before we jump over into the Marvel stuff, on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse front. So I talked about these two figures before. It's the DC Injustice Dr. Fate figure and then that Hot Pursuit White Flash figure. So I showed you the images that were released last week. I think it was last week. And now the figures are available for pre-order. They went up for pre-order today. Now here's the thing, these figures went up for pre-order at some of the big box retailers like Target and Amazon, but they also, which is uncharacteristic of McFarlane, they let the small guys put them up for pre-order at the same time, places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. So not to get too lectury since I already lectured you on scalpers, but my advice, if you want any hope of ever loosening the grip that these big box retailers have on the industry with all these store exclusives and stuff, when you have an opportunity to, don't go and buy these figures from the big box retailers. Go to the small guys. Go to the actual toy retailers. So instead of running to Target or Amazon to pre-order these figures if you want to get them, go to Big Bad Toy Store. If Big Bad Toy Store, they're our sponsor, so that's who I'm going to promote here. But frankly, if you've got another toy retailer that you like better, Entertainment Earth or what have you, I believe they all have it up for pre-order, go there, but support the small toy retailers that actually, are the ones that are built to cater to this actual hobby, not these big box retailers when you can. Obviously, if it's a store exclusive, you're not given that choice, and if it's something you want, it's understandable that you would go there and buy it. But again, when you're given a choice like this, please, if you want to ever, it's not a guarantee, but if everybody started speaking with their wallets instead of just, voicing their disappointment in store exclusives and comment sections and stuff, I think it would go a lot more in getting your point across to these companies. That's my advice to you. Take it or leave it as you want. But again, as it is, these figures, the Dr. Fate, which I think is actually pretty cool, and then the White Flash are available for pre-order now. Okay, now let's get into Marvel Legends. So as I told you in yesterday's news video that we were going to be getting another Infinity Saga reveal today with the Iron Man Mark III from the first Iron Man movie. So that in fact did happen today. However, we also got 2 additional reveals with 2 of the store exclusives. So 2 of the 3 store exclusives have now been revealed. We're basically down to only 3 reveals left in the Infinity Saga, and I'll go into that in a moment. But first of all, with the Iron Man figure, it is available. It's a general release, so you can get it any place, including places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. And with the figure, you get 2 head sculpts. You get a helmeted head, and then you get the one with the mask lifted up. You get multiple pairs of hands. You get some blast effects. And then you also get some things like the wrist launchers that he has. And you also get, I'm not exactly sure what that other wrist device is supposed to be. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But you do get some extra accessories with it. You know, they've done the Mark III before, but for the Iron Man movie itself, and it wasn't quite in scale with Marvel Legends. So this is a much nicer version that I think will be in better keeping with your other more modern Iron Man movie figures. So, and again, that is available for pre-order now pretty much everywhere, including Big Bad Toy Store. Now for store exclusives. So first of all, originally we knew there were 3 store exclusives in this line, and the assumption was one would be Amazon, and one would be Walmart, and one would be Target. So at least the Amazon and Target part have been confirmed. However, the one we thought was going to Amazon, which was the Iron Man 3 set, because that one was actually first listed on one of the Amazon websites, one of the overseas Amazon websites. So we kind of thought maybe that was going to be the Amazon exclusive. That actually ended up being the Target exclusive here in the United States. So the Iron Man 3 set features Happy Hogan, so Jon Favreau. So maybe if you're just into Star Wars, you might even want to check that one out, you know, director of The Mandalorian. But also, you know, Happy Hogan in the MCU, so he is getting an action figure, which I actually think is pretty cool. That's why I ended up getting this set, pre-ordering it on Target, and I did solely for the Happy Hogan figure. Now, the second figure in this set is the Iron Man Mark 21, which to me, I don't think looks that good, to be absolutely honest. I don't even really remember it from the movie, so I'd have to go back and look, but I'm not sure, based on what I vaguely remember, the colors just seem a little bit off to me. I don't know. But the Iron Man figure does little for me in this set, but I definitely wanted the Hogan figure, so I did go on and pick that one up. Now, that does cost $50, and last time I checked, it was still currently available for pre-order on Target's website. So, you know, it has lasted more than a couple minutes, which is good. However, you know, I don't know if that's because they've done something to, you know, just make sure they're readily available, or if people just are less interested in this one because for whatever reason. But again, it is, as I'm filming this, currently available on the Target website. Now, the third set that was revealed today is probably actually ended up being the most popular one, and that is the actual Amazon set. And that is a 2-pack featuring Avengers Endgame versions of Captain Marvel. So I know a lot of people, ever since Avengers Endgame came out, had been wanting this version of Captain Marvel with the short hair and the most modern costume that she's worn in the MCU. So we're finally getting that one. And then we're also getting an updated version of Rescue. So yes, they've once again done it again, where they're making us buy a second figure that's better. But, you know, with Rescue, you get 2 head sculpts, or actually you get 3. So you get a completely unhelmeted head sculpt this time. You get one with the faceplate up, and then you get one with the faceplate down. You get just the regular backpack, and then you get 2 versions of that complete like the full 4-piece rocket launcher thingamabob that she had in the movie on her back. She's got some wrist accessories, multiple pairs of hands. She's got essentially repulsor effects. Oh, and Captain Marvel also comes with the Infinity Gauntlet, which we've seen before, you know, the Iron Man one. So we've seen that before, but you also get it with her. And overall, you know, both figures look pretty good. This set has been up for pre-order on Amazon's website. It actually was up and then looked like it had sold out for a little bit. But as I'm filming this right now, it has since come back in stock, the pre-order that is. So, I don't know how long it'll last. But again, that seems to be, out of the reactions I've been seeing online and everything, out of the 3 reveals today, that actually ended up seeming to be the most popular one. And the release date on that one is September 1st. Now, that's it for today. And again, we have 3 more of these Infinity Saga sets that have yet to be revealed. So one of which is a store exclusive. Now, I don't know exactly which store, but I'm going to make an assumption here, which is just a pure guess, that it will be Walmart, since we've already got Target and Amazon. I mean, it could be GameStop or even Best Buy or something like that. So I can't say 100% it's Walmart, but my general feeling is Walmart would be the next one to get an exclusive. So that probably will come sometime next week. And then there's 2 more exclusive reveals with the Ironmonger, which is probably going to be the coolest of all of these Infinity Saga sets, and then the Surtur figure. So that will round things out. Now, I will tell you that the next reveal, official reveal, at least one reveal will come this Monday, which is the 17th. I don't know exactly how many we will get, but at least one. And then by the end of the month, we will have seen all of these. So, stay tuned for that. And then besides these Infinity Saga stuff, there will be some non-Infinity Saga stuff revealed as well this month. So, as I've mentioned a few different times already, this is going to be a big month for Marvel Legends and pre-orders and all of that. Oh, and by the way, the Disney Plus Wave 1 figures have already started to hit Target stores. So, if you're wanting to get that wave right away, I wouldn't worry about it because, you can pre-order it online without any issue. But I believe those out in California, or at least the West Coast, have started. Arizona, I know, is one of the places that they've been found. But out West, people have started to find the first wave of Disney Plus figures. And then, as I've mentioned before, the Bring on the Bad Guys wave has started to hit outside the U.S. in places like Mexico and Canada. I don't believe those have started to hit here in the U.S. just yet, but probably will very soon. Probably by June 1st, they should be out pretty much here in the U.S. So a lot of stuff coming for Marvel Legends. I've tried to warn you guys over the course of the year that it was definitely going to be a big year for Marvel Legends. So hopefully you got your wallets ready. But okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comments section below. And, I'm sorry if I've been preachy here recently, but honestly, I feel like these are very important things. These are things that we collectors, if we just came together, if we just quit buying from scalpers, if we, basically support the small guys, these are things that are within our own power, not having to rely on other companies or people or what have you to fix these things, which would be great if they did, but not necessarily realistic. I think we have to come together and do. So, this probably won't be the last time you hear me talk about it. But there it is. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comments section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. I will be doing a live stream on Sunday, probably around 7:30 p.m., so hopefully you can tune in for that. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.